being so serious. I think that just like threatening. That's what I think that we should just start hot. You know what I mean?
Right. Fighting.
So, by the way, I want you now. So before this episode began, dear listener, like I just opened my Discord and therefore my heart to Alex, and I told him the three Discord communities that I've been involved in over the span of like the 10 years that I've had this weird program on my computer. Now it's your turn. Okay, you're gonna open your Discord and you're gonna reveal all the programs that you're involved in, or all the communities you're involved in. How about that?
Are, are you
Are you
talking to
talking
the
to the
listeners or
listeners or
me?
I'm
me?
talking about to you, you fucking idiot. You, the human
um,
being on the just
I
kidding.
do you? I don't even think you want to know the Discord. No, I'm just kidding. I'm what? What's going on?
Wait, I was gonna read mine and then
Oh,
you
okay.
tell
okay.
yours, okay?
All right. Yeah.
All right. So my three were it's called Nookazon, and it's the black market of like online trading for Animal Crossing, which released famously in 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. Uh, I'm in the general Taylor Swift
No.
community, and I do remember I join Discord every time she releases a new album, and I'm looking for the leaks of it like the week before.
That on Discord.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Where else should I go? Like what?
Sure.
What do you know about Taylor Swift leaks that I don't? Like where should I be going for them?
Like Taylor Swift leaks. You're nuts.
You're crazy.
I'm so gagged. And then the third one is Pokerogue, which obviously, as everyone here listening knows, is a fan made
Yes.
Yes.
game that turns Pokemon into a roguelike.
I don't have no words for like the amount. That's I'm at, by the way, I'm in like 50 Discord groups, but I'd never used Discord like ever.
This is why our podcast, whenever we get together, it makes such magic because we're just so different. Like we between the two of us, we encompass every possible opinion.
And I mean literally, and I'm like, okay, let's use Discord. Like I use Discord ever. Like I never use it. I'm like telling you to like use Discord.
I know you're first of all a gaslighter, obviously. You know what I think that we should do? I think on live stream we should both simultaneously take personality tests, and then we could see how different we are.
Right.
Isn't that such a good idea? Actually, we're both taking the Myers-Briggs test, and we're both answering the questions together.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we could do that. Or should we just do like a BuzzFeed quiz?
No,
BuzzFeed personality
let's
quiz.
listen. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this correct. Okay, we're gonna get to the heart of the matter.
Right.
All right. Your turn. Your turn.
Um, well, I'm in like 3 piracy groups, so like huge ones that are like tens of thousands of people. And they're just like trading passwords and links and shit for free. Like,
Well, I'm looking at you in a different light now.
not for movies. I get that from like other places, but you know what I mean.
Okay, why'd you clarify this? Okay, so for what? First of all, that makes it sound even more ominous.
For like software purposes.
Oh my god, you're literally you're shit.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
that you're shit. Okay, what else are you in?
Actually, like there's like a band. I'm in a couple of like groups for like smaller, like random, obscure music groups that you like don't even know. And
So you can find their leaks.
yeah, I mean, yeah, literally. And then just the most random, like urbex groups, like people where they'll share like locations or whatever.
Do you still do that, by the way?
I haven't in a while, but I do want to. I want to get back into that.
I remember one time years ago, you were like before you like moved, you were still kind of close to me. You were like, I want to go urbexing in Philly, and then you sent me a link to like the most notoriously like dangerous building of like all time in Philly,
Honestly.
and
Honestly.
I was like, are you fucking like you go in there? It's gonna be, by the way, like absolute rubble, like ready to
I
I
mean,
collapse.
mean,
There was like a
yeah.
yeah.
fire or something. There genuinely there will be needles sticking out of every possible like surface.
That's pretty much like how like every abandoned building is here, which is why we don't like really ever go.
It would literally be like a video game dungeon that you're entering, and there will be like rats and goblins that you have
Yeah.
to fight with like 40 HP. And then like you were just like, by the way, do you have any interest in going here? And I was like,
Yeah, you're
what?
like you're trying to get killed or
Like offended. Like that was my like I'm always fake offended at you. That was one of the few times where like I actually was like, oh my God.
Right.
right.
Like that's rude.
I
By the way,
mean,
I have to pause, but please keep talking.
what do you mean pause? Like, where did you go? Yes. So I'm just kidding. Yeah, so today we're actually going to be talking about the substance finally, and I'm going to force Logan to talk about it. And he apparently has some hot scolding takes. And like, where did he go? Like, what is he doing? Like, what is this? But
I'm not joking. We literally already have like 2.5 episodes on the substance already because you've just
Okay.
talked about it for like multiple episodes now.
Um,
and Trap, right? Did you even watch Trap? When did you watch that?
Yeah, like last week.
right.
I'm just like,
Um,
no, I haven't watched it yet, but we're here to talk about it.
and
My old ass, right?
Ass.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you, Aubrey Plaza.
So we don't have to like go too much into the substance, but I wanted to like talk about it today to get your hot takes on record.
Well, listen. First of all, don't put me like you're painting a really weird picture right now, and I don't think it's necessarily accurate.
You are Dennis Quaid in the substance. Like let's be real.
I just filmed the entire thing with this angle, and I'm eating shrimp.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
Wait, should I do that? Should we like restart?
I hope like all the video listeners like watched or watchers saw that.
I know. I hope Dennis Quaid saw that too.
That was absolutely crazy.
Um, but
Well, okay, so you just watched it recently. What did you think of it?
Okay, listen.
what's your thoughts?
I don't think I really have extremely hot takes. I think I have a take that's like that it's tepid at best. Um, it is no, it's great. Listen, I'm gonna say this up front. It's great, and I know we're gonna fight about it at some point. I know we're gonna fight about it. I know my words are gonna be misrepresented by you. I know they're gonna be twisted and made made to shape me into something that I'm not. It's a great movie, okay? I don't think it's quite as amazing as you and as fucking letterboxed wants every single person to think in like film Twitter. I don't think it's quite at that level.
Wait, on a side note, wait, are you still on Twitter?
Oh my God. Did you see like the fear in my eyes when you said that?
Like what?
I was like, yeah, I am.
First of all, get off Twitter and join Blue Sky like ASAP. Everyone's on it now. It's like everyone switched over. You're still stuck on Twitter.
Here's the thing. Okay. Are you familiar with the holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity meme? Please say yes.
No. But Ashley probably is. You just disappear. Like what the
I like
Um,
messed up Julian. Okay. All right. So you've unfortunately put me in a position where I have to do this now. I'm gonna sound like an absolute deranged psychopath.
Yes.
There is a clip which you undoubtedly will insert here. That's of the Wicked press tour, where Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are being interviewed by, I think it's like out.com or whatever that publication is called. And
Right.
the
Right.
interviewer,
Right.
who by the way is like just absolutely iconic, is like, I work in queer media and I've seen a lot of people holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity and feeling power in that. And then if you're like me, I'm just like, I'm watching and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, what does holding
Right.
space mean? And then Cynthia Erivo is like, oh my God, I didn't know that was happening. And she turns to Ariana Grande and she's like blinking through tears. And Ariana Grande like reaches over to hold her hand, but Cynthia Erivo is holding the armchair like so intensely with her full hand that Ariana Grande, I'm demonstrating live, can only grip her finger like this. So there's like a really
Right.
awkward like where she reaches out, and then Cynthia Erivo's like, "Oh my God, that's what I want it to happen." And then it's like my recreation of it, like I'm sure probably gave you chills. I saw it in your face actually. I guarantee you the real thing is even more liminal than I just described. And there's such a weird lack of, it's like, what are they saying? Like what are they talking about?
right.
Anyway, anyway. So here's my thesis about Twitter versus Blue Sky. I'm gonna say right now, Twitter is making fun of of holding space for defying gravity. I'm not joking. Every time I open my feed, I'm forced to like 20 tweets because the 20 top tweets in my feed are referencing that. Okay, it is completely dominated by algorithm. It's people making fun of it. I guarantee over on fucking Blue Sky, the people right there are actually fucking holding space and feeling power in the lyrics of Defying Gravity. And that's the difference between these two communities. And that's why I just can't stomach the idea of joining Blue Sky right now.
Right. So you're just I'm just like okay, so everyone is gonna cancel Logan now. I'm just joking. Um no,
No,
literally
literally,
like
like,
what are
what are
you
you
fucking
fucking
talking
talking
about?
That is, by
about?
the way, the most cancelable thing I've ever said in my
And
life.
literally, um,
Okay, but everybody's leaving Twitter now and going to Blue Sky. It's happening. They had like
It's not going to last.
what are you talking about? It's already been lasting. Why?
It's not going to last.
Why?
I don't know. Listen, I'm at the point in my life where I cannot fathom downloading a new social media thing. Like the most recent new social media thing I downloaded was Reddit, and that was like at least 12 years ago. Like Reddit is still like brand new to me.
that's crazy. I mean, yeah.
I'm not ready. I can't do another platform.
Okay, but what's cool about Blue Sky is that like instead of it being like you know what, I'm not even I don't even know, should I even tell you, like because like you can go on, you when you get on there you get to pick your feeds, so it's not like a stupid Elon Musk right-wing conservative propaganda algorithm being fed to you the whole time with ads. You get to like pick the exact feed that you want to like look at, like so if you want to see like people talking about movies you go on to like the movie feed, you know,
Okay.
and like then you
It's called Reddit.
and then you follow. But yeah, oh my god, Reddit is for like cringe. Like, let's be real. I joined Reddit to like share like my music and stuff, but I have not used it other than that, and I've never used it before that. Before like this year, I like stay away from it because it's
I think
pretty
like I don't know.
cringe.
I think some of Reddit is cringe. Like the top level of Reddit is cringe, but then if you join like the actual communities, it's definitely the most sane out of the internet that I've found.
That is the craziest thing you've literally ever said. Ashley is gonna be screaming when she listens to
Well, I'm so,
this.
like, okay, like I don't know what to tell you. Like, use Reddit besides
Oh.
like the actual don't go on our crypto bros. Like, go on fucking our movies and then read like a normal discussion.
Oh shit.
I'm not on crypto, bros. Get out of here.
I know, but that's what you think Reddit is.
I mean,
This is getting so ugly, by the way. Like this is why I think that we should take our personality tests.
we haven't even gotten to the movie.
We're not going to. Spoiler alert. Like, if you click this for the substance, like, stay for the show, but you're not getting. Just kidding. We're gonna talk about this fucking substance.
Actually, yeah, let's get back into that because, like, what do you mean? Like, film Twitter is telling you to watch The Substance because it's amazing, and like you don't believe it.
No, because like it was a combination of you, film Twitter and Letterboxd, like all saying like this is the best movie of all time,
Well,
and then it's great. It has flaws. Let
right.
me be clear. It's still great. It's awesome. I still loved it. Okay, let's be clear.
It is one of the best movies of this year, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I would say that. I literally thought you were gonna say all time. But no, it's yeah, it's definitely one of the best movies of this year.
But you
Okay, hold on.
thought,
No, here's the thing. Okay, I want you to give your pitch first. Okay,
about
explain
The
why you liked it
Substance?
because yeah, because you've been talking about it for like 3 episodes now. So here, this is the floor is yours. Explain why it's a 5 out of 5. Because yeah, I looked up your rating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did my
and
research for this podcast. Okay,
you know what? Well, first of all, what is your rating? I don't even know. Like
the floor is yours. I'm being so dead serious.
3.5 out of 5, probably.
I'm gonna
um
silence myself, and you're
Okay, so you just disappeared. I'm just kidding. Oh shit. um, I like The Substance because, and then I just go into like a 6 hour long like thesis essay. But well, first of all, I thought the casting choices were done really well, and I thought that the story was done really well. I know it's really on the nose, but I felt like there was also like more like obviously the messaging is right on the nose, but I feel like even some of the subtext is like there that you like kind of still have to dig deeper to watch, to like understand, to take in, and I like that.
the fuck are you talking about?
I thought that that was like good. I thought that they did a good job on that. It's an original story. It's not like based on an IP. And there was a cross. I'm pretty sure they used like the director used some props that she used in her first movie Revenge that she used in this one to like show like this is like her signature thing, which I thought was cool because there's like little Easter eggs. And I thought Margaret Qualley did a good job, and I even though like I do like Margaret Qualley, I felt like up until now she was pretty like one note. But I thought The Substance, she showed out, and Demi Moore was great. And yeah. And I thought the casting for Dennis Quaid was perfection because like he's such a disgusting fucking gross fucking he needs to be like eradicated, but yeah. Fuck. But yeah, that is my that's I mean, I could probably like go into like deeper stuff, but yeah, that's like kind of like it.
A few things I want to unpack from that. What the first of all being Margaret Qualley. Disagree. Even though, like famously, I did publicly criticize her in a previous episode from Drive Away Dolls.
Yeah.
yeah.
She okay. let's admit it, she was really fucking bad in that really bad movie. Okay, like that was a bad movie, and she was a bad part of it. We
Yeah.
we admit that. We forgive and we move on because she did ultimately end up giving us this in the same year as well, and obviously she's amazing in it. However, you say she's one note, bitch. Have you ever seen The Leftovers? Say no so we can move on. You haven't seen Leftovers.
Well, I don't know about the leftovers, but
Okay, you're gonna like act like this is sacrilege for some reason. Leftovers is one of the best shows
It
of the
is.
2020 of the
It's
2000s,
sacrilege.
and you don't even know what it is.
I know what the fucking leftovers is. Also, you've mentioned it like a bunch of times. You've literally talked about how much you love it.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god. Okay,
Uh,
yeah. Well, The Leftovers, for the people at home who are listening, they're just so confused right now. It is ultimately going to go ahead and be a show on HBO that's about 1%, or is it 10% of, no, well, 1% of the world's population gets raptured for absolutely no
Right.
reason.
right.
And it's just kind of like them finding meaning in life after that, like the 99% of people who remain. Because, like, ultimately it is like the world is kind of unchanged, like 1% doesn't, like, isn't quite, actually that's such a lie, because like it explores like how people how religion changes because of that. It explores like how people like find meaning in religion after that. It explores like families who lost family members and stuff, and the story all kind of like comes together. And Margaret Qualley is like the main character's daughter in that, and she has an amazing 2-season arc,
Okay.
and she's incredible in that. And also,
Okay.
she's in the video game Death Stranding, which I know I've talked about before. I'm not even beginning to give the premise of that because I can't, like, I not in the time allotted in this podcast. But she ultimately does play a mom of a baby who is both alive and dead, and it's in the two realms between life and afterlife, and she can communicate it with on both. And she has to keep the
Right.
secret because it's a very important baby, and she has a very important job.
Right.
And ultimately that baby, I don't even, I honestly don't remember. I just remember it's important to the story somehow. And she plays the role of a mom who is both grieving and, like, protecting her newborn, not newborn.
Yeah.
And it's just such an interesting role. And like, even though I haven't played that game for like 5 or 6 years, I still think about it a lot, and I just remember her role in that. And she has like maybe an hour of screen time in the game, but it's just fucking amazing. So yeah.
Well, I don't disagree like with that. Obviously, I didn't play that game or watch that show, but some of like the movies she was in, like I just didn't vibe with her. Like Sanctuary, she was in that movie. I was kind of like, I don't know. And then she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and I was just like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that she was in that, but she was probably fine in that.
Like, and she's not bad, but like I don't know. I
I
feel
feel
like
like
with
with
this
this
role,
role,
like
like
she
she
really
really shined.
shined. But
But
maybe you
maybe
Yeah,
you
disagree.
disagree.
Maybe
this
you
is
disagree.
this is like, I'm firmly like, okay, I can stand her again. Like, she's great. Like, Drive Away Dolls did give me pause. I was like,
Right.
and then, but now she's back. Like, this is her third like awesome role that I've seen her in,
Yeah.
and a lot of actors don't get there.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, at least we're kind of on the same page with
I
her.
know, we're like coming together. You can like you can feel us physically like getting closer to each other as we're talking.
And now we're gonna have to cancel the podcast because it's we're not arguing anymore.
But okay, like, what were you saying with subtext? Like, I didn't understand that at all.
Well, like the fact that like obviously we know that the story is kind of about like like looks and like Hollywood and like how like people like are obsessive over like what they look like kind of thing. But there was like definitely some more like messaging, I guess, like beneath the surface there. I feel like we should rewatch it, and I think we are going to rewatch it. But yeah, like I thought it was like more than just about the like the Hollywood glamour, like obsession with looks.
I mean, I think like we do get a little bit of introspection from Demi Moore, who by the way you said is great, and she is. I've never had a single thought about Demi Moore in my entire life until
Yeah.
like this movie. She's actually fantastic at it. Like she's incredible at it. Um, and we do get a little bit of her interiority, which is kind of ironic because in the beginning, my first gripe, which turns out to be like very by design and on purpose,
Right.
I was like,
Right.
we don't know who she is. Like, I don't know anything about her personal life. I don't know like why she's doing any of this, like taking the substance and stuff. Like, I don't know who
Right.
she is. That's
Right.
very on purpose. She has no substance. She has no interiority. Her entire life is like, like what Hollywood and Dennis Quaid, like in the
Yeah.
big billboard outside, like told her she
Yeah.
was. Like she's hot. She's Hollywood's next thing. And then, like it is about like it's about the things that you said. It's also about the cyclical
Yeah.
nature of Hollywood, and that
Yeah.
like like after particularly like female celebrities, like actresses, like after they like kind of get older, that we I don't they do they generic Hollywood, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
Hollywood like looks for their next replacement, and they do
Yeah.
tend to look for like similarities, and like it is kind of a literal replacement. Like look at the next
True. True.
beautiful young thing, um instead
True.
of the old one. Which, by the way, if you want to hear a song that kind of meditates on this, listen to Clara Bow by a little indie artist named Taylor Swift.
Oh my god.
I swear to God, I actually dare you. Like, if you listen to the song, you would be like, "That's a good song."
You're obsessed with Taylor Swift.
You're obsessed with the substance,
Rightfully so. Thank you very much.
and mine's not. No, but Clara Bow is literally like okay, like the song is about like she sings like from the perspective of like Clara Bow entering Hollywood, then Stevie Nicks, then kind of herself. And
Okay.
she's like, "Hey, like Hollywood treated us all the exact same, and like I know that I'm famous right now because this was like she wrote it like last year or whatever, like at the height of her era tour." And she's like,
Right.
"But I know that like there will be a replacement one day." And it's just written from like a very narrative. It's like a story kind of almost, like first person story about her like
Right.
navigating through
Right.
Hollywood. It is just like a really like low key kind of like beautiful song. And at the end, she's just like, "Yeah, by the way, I've been singing as Taylor Swift the entire time." There's like a literal plot twist to the song. And she's like, "No, I've been singing from my replacement's perspective the entire time. Like I'm not Taylor Swift. I'm being told about Taylor Swift as if I'm replacing her." It's a beautiful song.
Okay. All right.
But no, it's like sorry, I'm done. I swear to God, I'm done. But like narratively, it's the same thing as the
Yeah.
substance. Like it is telling that story
True.
of replacement. But I do like how the substance did make it personal to this character whose name I forget. One of them is named Sue. I forget which one is which.
Yeah.
Uh, but in that self hatred and seeing how like she internalized the rejection of Hollywood and
Right.
turned it into self hatred because she had nothing else inside of her to like contextualize it to
Yeah.
is a fantastic story.
Well, what did you think of like the effects, special effects?
So here's the thing, and I'm keeping an eye on the time because I know we're gonna have to like pause for a second awkwardly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk about effects. You're so much more informed about effects than I am.
I really liked the effects specifically in this movie, and I didn't foresee them going absolutely that hard at the effects, because I was like, in fact, when I first heard of the substance, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this is amazing! Like we love it." And then I was like, and then they kept saying it was gory and the effects were really good, and I was like, okay, sure. Because it was becoming like more mainstream, and usually movies like that like don't become like to the mainstream like with people. And then I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch it, but then obviously I loved it. And oh, and I loved the soundtrack too. I thought the soundtrack was really good. Just on a side note. But the effects I thought were actually really good, and I loved the fact that they went practical with it and wasn't so like CG, because I feel like it wouldn't have sold the story that well. And they like really had like what's her face like in the little suit with like all the little
That
like
was Margaret
things.
Qualley, right?
Yeah.
How did they get Demi Moore's face? By the way, full spoilers. We're talking like fully about the ending, but like
Yeah.
how did they get Demi Moore's face like in the back?
Honestly, I feel like, well, I didn't watch any of like behind the scenes, but I'm wondering if there's like anything like that like online. But that would be cool to figure out. But
Has to be.
it reminded me of this movie called Society,
Society,
which
which
I
I
don't
don't
know
know
if
if
you've
you've
seen from
from
like
like
the
the
80s. Probably
probably
not.
not.
What if I was like, yeah, I've seen it, and then like I'm obviously pretending.
I mean, the like literally like the effects were really similar with like the little monster body thing as that movie. And I'm wondering if it was like a nod. It probably was. And that was like for like people like me and Ashley who are like really into like the effects and like 80s movies and stuff. But I feel like they did that a lot throughout, just in general. They were like, there was a lot of like shots that they kind of, I saw like a lot of people like complaining about that, like a lot of like the cinematography was literally like pulled from other movies, like as they were doing homages or whatever, like The Shining. And then there was like a scene from like Psycho or something, and like people were like,
Boy, in the beginning, look, I literally said because we were watching it. Like, by the way, my viewing experience was in a barn. We were at an Airbnb in a literal barn.
What?
There were donkeys outside, like 20 feet away, while I was watching The Substance, and we did see it on the smallest, shittiest TV possible. So that is like unfortunate because I think it deserved to be watched in a theater. Uh, but just to lay the groundwork there. Uh, but as soon as I saw the hallway, I was like, "The Shine!" Like I was a Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, I was like, "That's The Shining."
Yeah.
And then I saw the Psycho. I think in the shower is what I'm assuming. Uh,
Yeah.
that's what it reminded me of. Okay, so effects, I think we're good. It relates to my probably only complaint about the movie, which isn't the effects themselves, but
Right.
everything in the movie, like I loved the cinematography actually, and I loved the directing. Like the in the beginning, it was like the camera was so slick and it was so dynamic and the shots were
Right.
so good. And then like obviously by design, by the end, it's completely off the rails. Like everything is completely
Yeah.
out of control. And I think that's on purpose. It's to show like I think it reflects like Demi Moore's like loss of control over her life and
Yeah.
Hollywood and stuff. Um, it doesn't mean that I have to like the direction that it purposefully took, and I don't. Uh, the end is so over the top that
Yeah.
I wish like it just came like it just I left and I was like it just didn't have to do that. Like I personally would have liked it better if it had stayed in control. And by the way, I do like this story. I love that it ended with like the monster at the New Year's show. Like I was waiting
Right.
for it, and the people who I watched it with like kept saying like it's gonna end before she gets there. And I was like, no, I want to see it. And then like I was so
Yeah.
glad that it actually took us there, and like it kept escalating. Like the last like I don't know hour 15 minutes just escalates everything so much to such a great degree,
True.
but by the end it's so out of control and it's like it's stupid, like the ending is stupid.
okay, but is it out of control or is it by design in control? Like they
It's by design out of control, but it was a bad design.
like controlled chaos. I mean, but like, what do you mean bad? Like, why do you think that? Because it was so much blood.
It's so over the top that I can't take it seriously anymore. Because it's filmed like such a it by design, like it's filmed like such a corny like old horror movie where it's like the reactions of the people in the audience like screaming over the top and like
Right.
people for whatever like they start shoving the monster as if that's gonna do anything and it's goofy on purpose and I'm like dude, for the first 75, 80, whatever percent, like most of the movie, I was like, I was in the story. I was believing it. I didn't have to suspend my disbelief, even though it's so ridiculous. And by the
Right.
way, that's something the movie does amazingly well, is it doesn't explain anything. Like it doesn't explain what the show even is. Like I love that Margaret Qualley is on the billboard. It just says new show, and it's just like a
Yeah.
jazzercise thing. It's like what new show like what's this New Year's Eve show that has like everyone with their boobs hanging out like I
Yeah.
just love that it doesn't explain anything um
Right.
but it just it goes too far it just takes it too far and like again I know that that was what the director wanted that doesn't mean that for me it didn't take me out of it because I was like okay like you've officially
Right.
made this like a ridiculous horror 80s monster movie and like that is not the direction that I wanted to see from what before had been like a completely modern in control amazingly filmed amazingly slick movie.
What did you? How would you have done it differently then?
I mean I would have just I would have had the same story. I think the story is
Right.
perfect. I just wouldn't have gone over the top. Like I think when they bring when they bring out like the baseball bat and they like beat the monster and she like falls to jelly and then like gets up like I just wouldn't have had like the shots of people screaming and freaking out. I wouldn't have had like them like pushing the monster like
Right.
that entire end sequence I just would have approached differently. Like I even like I like the shot of like her like crawling to the Hollywood star and dying. It was like a nice bookend.
Right.
It was extremely on the nose, but that doesn't mean bad necessarily. So I guess I appreciate that. It's just like I would have kept my intense, insane drama and intense drama and not made it 10 minutes into a corny monster movie for no fucking reason at the end.
Right. Well, I mean, maybe she like did that purposely for like people like me, you know. Like maybe she was like the director I feel like purposely did that for people who like wanted that kind of stuff, I guess.
I know, but like I do
Like
feel like
over the
ultimately it
top.
does come down to subjectivity,
Right.
but I don't know. I think I'm more right because it's a genre shift. It's a genre jump.
I mean, but it's still like a horror movie.
But that's the thing. It's like it's a different kind of horror. The first I keep giving a percentage. I don't know the percentage. The first I'm gonna go ahead and say 80% of the movie is like
Yeah.
a very
It's like
subtle
elevated.
psychological. It's very
Yeah.
subtle psychological. It's not it's almost not even horror. And then the end is like, by the way, it's this kind of horror now. It is objectively a genre jump, and I don't think it did it well.
Well, I think that we just have to agree to disagree because that's crazy. And also, do you want to address your take?
My tape.
Your take about trap and the substance?
Here's the story, folks. Guys, dude, I'm bringing up my text right now.
Yeah, read it word for word, like because it's the craziest thing.
Well, I'm scrolling through my text. I actually don't even know what I'm looking for right now. And on November 11th at 8:38 p.m. I literally text you out of nowhere. I'm literally begging you not to go. There was no previous text. Um. Okay. Oh yeah. The previous message to that is actually when the director of Carved commented on our previous video. Shout
Oh yeah,
out to the director
shout
of
Shout
out.
Carved.
out.
Oh my
Yes,
Yes,
that's
God.
a
that's a
good.
Just
good
at
idea.
Justin Harding 6170. We love you.
I know that was an iconic moment. Like we literally made it.
Justin Harding literally added me on YouTube, which is like so intense.
It had like 5 views, and he somehow found our pod.
That's
I knew
crazy.
like I knew my hashtag strategy would one day work. Hashtag carved, hashtag Halloween. Like that's how
Right.
you lure him out. Um,
Honestly.
gotcha. No, I'm just kidding. But he did like in the video. I was like complimenting it, and then I brought up my letterbox, and I was like, I did ultimately go ahead and rate it a 1. But I think I've raised it.
Oh
I
shit.
raised it twice. I think I raised it to a 2.5 after our discussion, and then after Justin Harding gagged me on YouTube in a comment. I raised it to like 3.5.
um yeah, I did like, because I think like I mean I kept my rating the same, but I do like I didn't hate that movie, you know what I mean? Like it has its place.
Wait, okay, I raised it to a 2.5, and then after it's come, I raised it to a 3. Folks, you're seeing it here first. It's a 3.5. Okay, I can't even. It's a 3.5 now. Okay, you could just trust me because the camera's like not picking up with that. Okay, anyway. Why was I talking? Okay, like
Trap.
I was trying to bring in my text. Like, obviously I was joking.
No, 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 no,
Yes,
no,
I
no, no, no.
was. I was
We need to
obviously
talk
joking.
about this in our back.
I literally no, I said it to you as a threat. I was like, if you're late, I'm gonna argue that trap is better than the substance. Yeah,
I
okay.
was late, so
I know you were like fucking half an hour late.
you have to argue about that.
Okay, and then another text that I brought up is I sent for your birthday, I sent you, if I ever took the substance, you are what would come out of my back and turn me into a
Right.
hag. And then and then 3 days later, again, absolutely no message before. I send you, please just let me go. I love, oh my god, and I love how one of the other ones was like please don't leave me.
And then it just like turns into like threats.
I know. Okay, so I obviously I sent you this obviously as a joke. I said the way trap is better than the substance LMFAO with like 20 O's. And then I was like, guess you'll just have to record with me to see how serious I am.
Okay, but you literally said that, and it's okay. Trap was like one of the worst movies I've seen all year. I just have to put it out there.
Okay, so here's the thing. Let me preface this. I do not think the trap is better than the substance. Okay. I don't really think that. I only said that because I was probably like just absolutely spiraling and needed something like absolutely fucked up to text Alex. That's
Oh,
literally, I'm not joking. That is the reason why. Um, however, I don't think the trap is anywhere near as bad as you say.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Typically, I think it's a perfectly mid M. Night Shyamalan movie. Honestly, I think I think shame on
Fuck.
you for having any other expectations. I think that's on you. I think it's on you. It's not on me. It's not on Trap. It's not on M. Night Shyamalan. It's not on Justin Hartnett.
I mean, it's like
oh yeah, shame on you for like wanting this world class, world renowned director to make something good.
We literally, I'm speechless.
fuck.
I need a moment. We literally have a
The
full
whole podcast.
episode
Yeah.
By the way, at least 8 hours
Holy
of
shit.
recording that we had to edit down because we kept fighting. Um, we have a
Like this
full
one.
we've had a full 8 hour argument about how M. Night Shyamalan like actually sucks. And now you're just sitting here and you're like, yeah, he's world class. Bitch, your bottom three. The assignment for that video was to come up with their top three and bottom three movies. Your bottom three was five movies. You literally couldn't even narrow it down. Oh
Okay,
my
but
god! And now
everyone
and now you're
knows
just
this
sitting
guy.
here like, oh, sorry that he's a world. I'm mad at you. I'm angry at you. You're
Yeah,
ridiculous right now.
He should have made something good. I don't know.
Here's the thing. Why is Trap particularly bad for him? I'm gonna be silent and I'm gonna observe you.
Okay, literally, let's go. Josh Hartnett was horrible. That was the worst thing I've ever seen him ever do. And then the fact that it's literally a bad attempt at just promoting M. Night Shyamalan's daughter's music.
I cannot disagree with that. It absolutely is.
And like then I don't know. I just like didn't like I mean I can understand like why people might like it, but I feel like these story like there has been better like stories in this like subgenre, I guess.
So the thing I mainly disagree with you is that you think that Justin Hartnett is bad. Like I went into it with that in mind because I remember that you had said that. Um
yes,
and
and
at
he's horrible.
first, I will say at first I was like, well, what is happening? He does not sound like a real human being. He sounds absolutely fucked up. He can't say a single thing normally. Obviously by design.
Oh my god, no way. Who told him to do that?
Did you see the second half of the movie when he reveals himself to be the most insane person of all time who literally cannot have a human connection?
Okay, I feel like it only got he only looked you probably like perceived him like in the second half of the movie as like somehow like getting better acting, and it just never did. It was just because we got more acting from M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, and it was just
She's
Oh
bad.
yeah, she's really bad. Yeah, I'm sorry. Listen, I will say though, like her songs were catchy. Like I was listening to it, I was like, you know what? This isn't bad. I'm not
Right.
joking. Like I was like, okay, yeah, yeah. And then like, but yeah, acting wise, like that was a big no for me. That was kind of silly.
oh, speaking of like random movies with like singing, did you see Smile 2 yet?
No, but however, that is one of the movies that Twitter has fully gone ahead and spoiled for me, similar to
Right,
The Substance.
right.
Right. Right.
But I never even saw the first Smile.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you definitely have to watch the first one to
Kind
Oh,
of
really?
kind of
get
Is it like a
get.
direct sequel, or is it like it just kind of continues the premise?
it's kind of well like it's definitely just continues the premise, but I feel like to understand the lore you have to kind of get the watch the first one.
Yeah, that's one of those. I don't know. It just passed me by.
And I totally get it because I hated the first one and I was not looking forward to the second one. So I just figured I'd bring that up because it was a similar like singing. Uh it wasn't horrible.
I heard it was like vastly improved.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually literally thought it was going to be like unwatchable. But no, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I don't really care. I wasn't gonna see the first, but like the second one, like based on what people said and like based on like what I've seen, like it actually does look like pretty good. Like so,
Yeah.
I kind of want to see it, but if I have to watch the first, I don't know. There's too
I
many
mean,
barriers in my way.
You can like just jump into like the second one, but I feel like you would like you'll understand it, but you probably would. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it because like Kyle Gallner's in both.
Yeah, I'll have my team look into that. But
yeah, right.
so I don't know, like Trap, like very weird structurally. Like he does ultimately end up escaping the arena. I'm gonna go ahead and say 60% of the way through the movie, and that is the
Right.
entire premise. He does get out, and I actually
Yeah.
I did like I will say the part that's in the arena and like he's like we see him like we see how he infiltrates like he puts the soda in the deep fryer and that causes a distraction and then he's able to like somehow steal a badge and then sneak backstage and
Yeah.
obtain information and then get a walkie-talkie. Like I did really like that stuff. I thought that was really cool, but ultimately that is a little more than half of the movie, and then the second half is like he's escaped. It's he got out of the trap.
Yeah. And then you just have to like go along with him, go along
Yeah,
with the story.
it's cool. Like I there was a point where I was like, this is really interesting because like Lady Raven like went from being like she went from being the back like a backdrop, like a premise to like being an actual character, like a player in the
Yeah.
story. And I was like, that's a really cool I like progression. Like I didn't really see this coming.
Yeah.
But she has, I'm gonna go ahead and say about 20% of the movie where like she's suddenly the main character, and then she leaves, and there's still another half hour of the movie left, and she's just not in it anymore.
Yeah.
And
I
it's just
yeah.
really weird structurally.
I yeah. I mean, you're picking out all the bad
Yeah,
parts.
no, I think like I no, I agree. Like it was weird. Like I strongly disagree with you that Justin Hartnett did a bad job. Like that was clearly by design. That was clearly just like how he was supposed to be as an absolute psychopath.
I don't know. I don't, might have to agree to disagree.
That's not what we're here for. Just kidding. Okay, I we can agree on this. I think that the actress for the daughter was really good, and she's
Okay.
like
Okay.
13. She's like
All
13.
right. All right.
What
Yeah.
what do you think?
I didn't have any like critiques about that part of it.
I think the part that hit me the hardest was like it literally went from like the best day of her life to the worst day of her life.
True. True.
And I wish that the script had given us a little more to dig into that because I feel like the actress, I'm based on what we see, I think that she would have been capable of digging a little more into that. But again,
True.
because the structure is so weird, she's kind of just out of it for the last like 40%. I don't know why I keep giving percentages for everything, but she
Yeah.
like she largely
Yeah.
disappears. And she does have one scene where she comes back and she's like, "No, dad." That was
Yeah.
like a horrible impression.
Just like completely like disappears out of the story, really.
Yeah, so I don't know. I would have like it was just weird. Like I liked the idea if the idea of him being in a trap had somehow extended outward more,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because ultimately again spoilers like the twist ended up being like his wife.
Like knew about his thing. Yeah. And I kind of like I wish like it was just mostly the whole trap sequence and it was like done way better. You know?
I agree. I think like if they were gonna go the direction of like he's gonna escape the arena like pretty early on, um, then like the wife should have had like a cooler trap for him at home somehow. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like it could have played out the same way, except suddenly it turns out they were like the entire house was surrounded, and like maybe she knew about his secret tunnel that he apparently had that I don't think we saw on screen, but like we established that he escapes through a tunnel. Like
Right.
maybe we could have been down there and like like it was booby trapped or something. Like and
Right.
we
Right.
see him trying to navigate through that. Like they needed to take the concept of trap bigger. And once
Yeah.
he escaped the arena trap, it wasn't about a trap anymore. And that was like it was just really weird.
The way you said the substance was worse.
Yeah, well, I think I've established that I was joking.
I'm just trying to fight, you know.
I know that pissed me off so much. Pause the recording. I'm gonna.
Right. Um, well,
now that we shit on M Night Shyamalan again, should we move on to should we move on to My Old Ass?
This was just one more like this was fully mid M Night Shyamalan. Like I think Old was worse. I think Cabin at the End of the Woods was worse. What was it? Cabin in the Woods was worse. What? What's the one? It's
Knock
not
at the Cabin.
Knock at the Cabin is worse.
Yeah.
I think Lady of the Water is worse. He's had so many worse ones. This is probably by default in like the top half for me of his filmography.
You're just insane. Um,
Well,
right.
all right.
But
Anyway,
Josh Hartnett is like so bad.
I just I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong, and I think that you need to look into that.
Right. Um, well,
Let's wrap up with
with
My Old Ass.
yeah.
Even though you like already tried to
Mild.
transition like 10 minutes ago.
Um,
Who
okay,
directed
so
this? Do you know?
oh, actually, let me
Whoever did
look
is
at
like
that.
such a sweetie.
Yeah, I wanted to know your opinion about this movie actually,
I
because
I think it's delightful.
is that your oh Megan Park directed it and
Thank
she
you,
did The
Megan.
Fallout.
Never heard of it. Okay, she did The Secret Life of the American Teenager.
Right. No, I think she was
I
in
don't
that.
know. Yeah. Anyway, Megan, thank you. This
Um,
was great.
wait, you never saw The Fallout with Jenna Ortega and Maddie Ziegler?
No, it sounds like fucking shit just based on what you said.
Yeah, it's like a school shooting. It's
Oh,
like the
cool.
after effects of a school shooting.
Let me just throw that on right now.
I like didn't really like it that much.
Well, no, like the thing about this one is like I'm surprised that she directed a school shooting movie because like this is so light and it's so like
Yeah.
breathless almost. Although I said breathless, but like it's so optimistic and it's so like oh my God, it's actually really good now that I'm thinking about it again. Because I saw it like a week ago and like I didn't really think about it much, but like it's all coming back to me and I'm like, this is such a good movie.
I mean, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
Which by the way is like insane for you. That's like the highest rated movie you've had in like 5 years.
Um,
Except for this
honestly.
episode.
But I didn't hate it. I honestly like I just didn't I thought it was gonna like not yeah, I thought it was like not gonna be so optimistic. Like I thought it was gonna be way more like like super sad for some reason, or
Yeah.
like some kind of like really dramatic thing was gonna happen. Like more dramatic than what the route they took it, which I
Yeah,
don't
but
think we should
like
spoil, I guess.
yeah, you know what? We shouldn't spoil it. We should encourage people to watch this one. Go there is a twist, and it's a really cool twist. And like it's done in a way that I haven't really seen before structurally. That's all I'll say. I've probably seen it before, but like it's rare. Like it's rare, it's cool, it's interesting. Like there's an awesome twist in this movie. Uh, anyway, what? No, but like my thing is like, okay, so you expect it to be more sad, but like, isn't it good to have like a movie that's like optimistic about aging?
Yeah, true.
Because I just turned 30. I've been in like a full third life crisis
Spiral, yeah, same. I
for
just turned
like
31,
6 years. I mean,
so
you're fucking out of here, dude. Like you're Aubrey Plaza in this
I
case. Like
mean, literally like my old ass. Like,
yeah, and like I turned it on. I was like, "Fuck, it's gonna be about like this is it's gonna just be misery porn about aging," and it's not. It's like
right.
I love how it gives so much credit to the younger version of the girl.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. It gives so much credit to the younger version of the girl who let me see the actress because she's delightful too. Of course, I just closed.
Maisie Stella.
Maisie
That's
Stella is she's
her
onto
name.
something big. Like Maisie Stella is really good in this, and she's so natural. And you know what I loved about her is like she's getting lessons from her older self, Aubrey Plaza, right? And that's the entire
Right.
movie. Like she takes some shrooms and meets her older self. And I like the substance. I love that the movie doesn't care about like setting up the premise and explaining the details about what I have. It just happens and you just have to accept
Right.
it. And I love that it just doesn't waste time.
Yeah.
Like they do comment, they're like, whoa, how is this happening? I don't think they ever figure out, I don't think that's ever relevant, but I just really appreciate that it just goes for it, like that's cool. um and I expected it to be like based on what Aubrey Plaza was saying about like, oh, spend more time with mom. Like, I
Right.
expected it to do like the movie thing where it oversimplifies issues, and I expected like the younger version to be like, ew, mom, like I don't care, like I don't want to hang out with you. You're lame. And that's just like
Yeah.
so not the case. She like fully is aware that she is in a loving family. She appreciates them. Like there is a scene where like she misses their surprise birthday party that they had set up her like completely by accident, and she feels genuinely bad, and we see her being like, oh my god, there was a cake, like I feel so bad. I love that it was just real. I love that she wasn't like some
Right.
unrealistic spoiled brat. She was like, she's super aware of herself in life, and like her older self does have more perspective, but
Right.
she
Right.
herself is, you know what I'm saying, like she's a real human being who's like, okay, cool, like I can do this better than I am.
Right. I thought this movie was going to be like more Oscar baity type stuff, to be honest, but I don't think it really went that direction.
Yeah, not at all.
But like you know how those movies go, like where the fucking Glenn Close movie we watched, JD
Oh
Vance's
God,
fucking
what are you
story.
talking about? Ew, hillbilly elegy. Ugh,
Yeah.
like this isn't that at all. What are you freaking talking about,
I know I was saying that.
dude?
It's not that.
I'm sick. Can we do a full episode of hillbilly elegy? No,
I
we
mean,
can't because we're former critics. We can't do
did
that
you?
anymore.
I didn't even know that that was like about
But
our fucking new vice president.
don't talk about that.
Like, oh wait, did you see? Wait, this is on a side note. Glenn Close was in this like random horror movie recently, and we didn't watch it
What
because
what movie? Heretic?
no, it's called
Oddity?
like The Deliverance or something, and she plays. Oh, Oddity is good, by the way. You should watch that.
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched
Um,
it.
the she plays this like
It's an all black movie, and she plays like a grandmother for like black kids, and she just has some insane lines. Let's just say that, like some insane lines that you would never think Glenn Close would ever say.
Isn't this what we just spent so much time canceling?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. I don't know whose idea what this was. We just skipped it because we were like, we're not watching that. But she was in it, and yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
yes.
I'm sure like it's 20, I'm sure there's some deeper message, and I'm sure it's got something there, but okay. Anyway, my old ass.
Yeah.
I love Aubrey Plaza, by the way.
Yeah, I don't hate Aubrey Plaza,
I don't hate her. Cool. Who don't you hate? Let's
Well,
just
I like to say that because I hate a lot of people. So like when I say I don't hate them, it's kind of like a good thing.
what actresses do you like? Can you name two? I
No,
am watching the timer, by the way.
I can't
Name two actresses who you like.
name
I'm being
name
so
two.
serious. Name two.
Like
I'm being so serious.
Actresses, I do like Kaylee Spaney. I thought she's like a newer, like up and coming actress that I really like her. And uh I mean, I don't mind Aubrey Plaza. I've pretty much liked everything that she's been in.
Actors that you like, not you don't mind. Who do you like?
Uh,
uh
uh,
uh
I don't know. Like, you're
I
putting
don't
me on
know.
the spot.
You're putting me on the spot.
Like, I don't fucking know.
Like, I don't fucking know.
Who do you like? What actress do you like? I'm gonna cry. It doesn't have to be your favorite, just someone you like.
You name like five.
You name like five.
Who am I podcasting with?
All right.
This is so scary.
All right.
I like Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
I love me some Emma
Kirsten
Stone.
Kirsten Dunst. Okay, right.
Did you just scoff at me liking Kirsten Dunst?
Well, we already know how I feel about Emma Stone.
Well, we already know how I feel about Emma Stone.
I have to do my breathing exercises. This is the scariest thing that has ever happened to me.
No.
What do you mean? No.
Can you name? I just need you to name one more actress. I said name two. You have named one. It's been fully a minute and a half.
I'm not gonna. No.
Can you name one more actress you like?
I actually like Kate Winslet. We just watched her in that show.
I actually like Kate Winslet. We just watched her in that show Mare of Easttown. It was pretty good.
Yeah, isn't she like? I love Mare of Easttown.
Yeah,
that's honestly like one of my favorite shows that's come out in like a while.
See, I got some.
By the way, I will say I know, but it took you like insanely long. Like that was actually like so scary. You literally it took you literally
like,
almost 2
who am I
minutes
gonna like name that you're like
you, like
aware of? Like, Catherine Isabel, do you know
who
her?
am I gonna like name that you're like aware of? Like Catherine Isabel, do you know her?
Yeah. You're such a bitch. I swear to God, you're such a bitch. You are the bitchiest person I've ever met
What
in
do
my
you
entire life.
What do you
I swear to God.
What do you
I like Catherine Hahn.
Okay.
I don't know why I said that. I'm not the one on the spot. Okay. Anyway, we have 3 minutes left. Let's get back to my old ass.
Anya Taylor Joy.
Any more thoughts? No. Like, okay. I just asked you a question.
Anya Taylor Joy.
There you go.
I don't hate Jenna.
There you
Ortega,
go. We're cooking with gas now.
See, I don't know. I just don't hate people.
I don't hate Jenna Ortega.
Interesting. Okay.
Jenna Ortega.
See, I don't know. I just don't.
I honestly don't think I've seen her in anything. I know she's like huge randomly, but like,
isn't she in that?
I haven't seen Wednesday, which is like her iconic role.
Beetlejuice.
I do like Micah Monroe too. But like, anyway, we
no,
can
thank
just get
you.
Should we do like a whole podcast where we talk about our favorite actors and actresses?
I do like Micah
Monroe too.
But like, anyway, we can just get it.
Yeah.
Should we do like a whole podcast where we talk about our favorite actors
come up with like a list, you know?
Can you like can you do that? Can you
like I'll come up with like a list, you know?
Okay.
So anyway. I'm not put on the spot.
Okay, that's on the list. I'll have my team look into that as well. Anyway, last minute thoughts on my old ass.
It's probably a better role for Aubrey Plaza than the Francis Ford Coppola movie that just came out. That's how I feel about it. No, I didn't hate it. I went into it thinking I was going to hate it, but I didn't hate it. Because I thought it was going to be like Oscar bait, like over dramatic BS, and
I don't know, like where did you get it? It's just like where did you get that from? It's just like a chill, like indie straight to streaming movie.
Well, I don't know. I just that's what I was feeling. That's how I was feeling.
Yeah, but I don't know. I really liked it. The plot is like really good. I liked the plotting. I like the progression. Like it sets up the pieces, and you kind of see like what's happened. Like when you start to see the full picture of the direction the plot's going, like I just really enjoyed it. It's realistic. It's optimistic. It was a breath of fresh air. It was.
You're a breath of fresh air.
I know. Thank you. Anyway, we're about to have a recording cancel on us. It's going to close.
We're running out of time, but
bye.
Bye.
Thank you. You were so good this episode. You were amazing. You dazzled me this episode.